Hey guys, what's up? Lumpy Ice Cream here. In the video you might not have expected, I literally woke up about half an hour ago. As such, I'm unable to do Night of Champions videos at the moment. The WWE network does not allow you to go back and play from the beginning when it's the first time it's being broadcast. As I'm currently speaking, Night of Champions is happening at this very moment. I'm going to avoid all spoilers, and videos will still be coming, but later today. So yeah, by the time you guys all know everything, I won't. So they will happen very late tonight, because I've got to go out, so I can't do it once it finishes, and then from 1 o'clock here onwards, because I've got to go out, so I can't do it. But, as evident by the title, I am instead doing a review of The Magician's Apprentice, Doctor Who Series 9, Episode 1, to be specific. If you guys looked at Thick Plus Fin Productions, you would have seen so much content, 3 videos we put up between the span of Saturday and Sunday. We did a reaction to the Doctor's Meditation, and we did our Series 8 recap, joined by Spike and Phoenix Fire, who were fantastic. I mean, I just rewatched the video, and those guys were fantastic to have on. So, big thanks to those guys. Go check out Phoenix Fire's YouTube channel. Link will... I won't put it on this video, or I might, I don't know. If not, it is on the videos he appears in, which is all 3 of them. I didn't actually ask Spike if he has a YouTube channel, considering he didn't ask us to plug one, but Spike is his just nickname that everyone calls him pretty much. So yeah, I'm going to be reviewing this. I mean, oh wow. But can I just take some time to talk about the actual reaction video itself? I'm getting it up here right now. Come on. And pause it. It's getting so many views. Like, it is currently at 1,163 views, and that's overnight. 16 thumbs up, 3 thumbs down. You guys will know what the rating score thing was, or the numbers that were there for the Night of Champions predictions video. They've since gone up, so that's even better. And we're up to 13 subscribers. So if any of you are watching this, I thank you immensely. I mean, seriously, I cannot thank you enough for watching these. And, I mean, it is evident that it's a Doctor Who reaction, so people want to see reactions to this. So that's fantastic. And I have to also thank the Doctor Who Reactions Facebook group, of which I'm a part of, because, you know, I posted my work in there, and yeah, fantastic. Got a lot of great comments, or not a lot, but 2 comments on this video, and thank you. I mean, these comments just, you know, make me happy and make me glad that I'm doing this, because before, not that I care or anything, well, you know, obviously, I'd like people to be watching the content, but, I mean, it's good to know that people are now, thanks to Doctor Who Reactions, because this channel, Thick Plus Fin Productions, hasn't been getting a lot of views, but now it's exploded. We gained 10 subscribers in less than a day. That's phenomenal. I mean, yeah, it's not great when compared to the big YouTubers by any means, but to us it means so much, so thank you very much. Let's get on with this review. 5 minutes in. Yeah, so you guys will probably be very unaware of my rating reviewing system, very similar to my action figure rating system, or the Clipper Kings, and we utilize this in our review of the 2015 Fantastic Four movie. 4 categories: plot, cast, characters, I'm counting them separate, and the tone, the look of the episode. Those will get a 10, overall 40. Alright, so let's get talking about this plot. Alrighty, so we start off on a battlefield, which if you saw the reaction, I kind of guessed it was Skaro, just based off the look of the soldiers. It matched the description that we heard in Genesis of the Daleks, so I put 2 and 2 together and assumed this was Skaro. So we get the war shown, that's cool, and then we get a little boy running through the battlefield. One of the soldiers decides to follow him, tells the other just to, it's alright, go. And he helps him. He scans the ground to reveal that there are hand mines in the ground. Now, if you'd seen the trailer, you'd know what the hand mines were. Creepy things. I mean, going from the trailer, I wouldn't have guessed they ended up being what they were. But that's cool. I mean, the eye and the hands. The way the hands move and the way when they move, the noise. Really creepy idea. And of course, he's saying, have you seen one before? He nods, looks down, and one's got his ankle and it drags him down. I kind of wish the effect would have probably been a little better instead of it just going boom, and the noise that it makes. Yeah, okay. I mean, I can look past it, but it's like, kind of wish that was a little better. But, and then they all come up and surround the kid, and then the sonic screwdriver gets thrown at the kid's feet, creating an acoustic corridor so the doctor and the kid can talk. He says, you've got a 1 in 1,000 chance of surviving, so here's what I want you to do. Forget the 1,000 and concentrate on the 1. I thought that was really cool. Really cool that the doctor said that. Nice little bit of dialogue there, as kind of insignificant as it is. I mean, you know, a lot of people in movies kind of just state the odds, but I really liked what the doctor did there. But yeah, they talk back and forth, and the doctor asks the kid to tell him his name. Oh my god, this was phenomenal. And the boy is revealed to be Davros. If you saw the reaction video, and if you haven't, please go over to Fic Plus Fin Productions and check it out. We all flipped our shit, except for my brother. My brother has a look on his face that he knows it's coming. Like, he's kind of looking around smart. I don't know if he actually knew beforehand. I do want to ask him when he gets home from college. Yeah, he has college. I don't. Kind of upset. Anyway, what was I saying? Got distracted in the olden days when I actually had an education. Anyway, guys, back on track. It tends to happen a lot. Yeah, we flipped our shit, and we couldn't believe it. Davros and the Master / Missy are my favourite singular villains of the Doctor. I like Davros more than I like the Daleks. And Julian Bleach's performance as Davros is one of the best. Michael Wisher, I think, is always going to be one of the best, but that's why Julian Bleach is so good. He is so much. He is essentially the closest thing to Michael Wisher that there is. Phenomenal. But we'll talk about that when we talk cast and characters. So to see them both in the same episode is phenomenal. Albeit they don't share any screen time in this particular part of the episode, but whatever. So we get that, and right now, it was at this point I knew this episode had done right. Yeah. Anyway, going off some memory, I've seen it currently 3 times in the span of less than 24 hours, a bit more than 24 hours. So, yeah. And I've been in a maze. I haven't been paying that much attention to it, or I have, but I haven't. It's weird. I think the next bit we get is this new character, Colony Sarf, who, I mean, in the trailer, a lot of people were kind of amazed at his look. I assumed it was just a guy with lines in his face, but upon looking at the episode, I could tell there was, like, the scales and the snaky texture there, which is cool. The way he moves around on one of those Segway platform things, which was cool. That they actually used that instead of, I don't know, somehow trying to do it through CGI. I don't know. So props go to them. So he is looking for the Doctor. He's working for Davros. He goes to the Mandalorium, I believe that's the name of it. He goes there, and we get to see a fair few aliens. Among those are the Ood and the Half, which are cool to see. There might be some other returning ones, but, you know, that's cool. One really good part, well, I love Rings of Arca-10, but one thing I really love about that are all of the aliens that are there, and that's one thing I love about the End of Time. End of the world. End of time. Anyway, yeah, End of the world is, there are so many alien life forms, and it just feels so cool. And while that's not really to the degree of it was in Rings of Arca-10, it's still nice to see. So we get that, and he kind of turns into a snake off screen, but you can kind of guess he's like a snake guy because he has that voice. Kind of very venomish as well. He refers to himself as the we instead of I or whatever, but that's more so because I guess he is a colony of snakes, I guess. I'd like to see, know a little bit more about him and his race. That'll be interesting, or whether he's like a genetic creature. I kind of hope he isn't. I kind of like to think that he's some sort of alien and not necessarily a thing. Anyway, we'll get to that with character. We see him there. Then we get him on the Shadow Proclamation, or in the Shadow Proclamation. We get the return of Kelly Hunter as the Architect, I think that's her name. Her afro has gotten a considerable deal more stupid. I'm just saying, I'm sorry, but it looks stupid. We get a Jadoon there very briefly, and Colony Sarf basically says the same thing to her, you know, where is the Doctor, and she says, you know, I don't fucking know. So then we get him going to the planet Khan, which we saw in the prologue, and he confronts Ochini. It's one of them. I think Ochini and Ohini, there are 2 separate characters called that. I'm not sure, but I know Ohini or / Ochini or whatever her name is very similar to a name in Brain of Morbius. That's all I know. But whatever her name is, he confronts her and says, you know, where is the Doctor? And she says, whatever you have to say to the Doctor, you can say to us. So he gives the message that Davros remembers. Obviously the altercation when he was a young boy. He remembers that, and he wishes to face the Doctor. So, as he goes off, it's revealed the Doctor was there all along, hiding behind a rock. Colony staff tries to use his powers of, like, splitting the snakes, but she says, your powers won't work here. So that was kind of cool. To see that the Sisterhood are probably a little bit more powerful than people give them credit. So, and then she says, Doctor, what have you done? And he has this look on his face. Anyway, then I believe the next thing we get is Clara at her school teaching. She says Jane Austen was a great kisser, which, you know, that's probably gonna piss a lot of people off, for the ones who don't like anything being referenced to gay behaviour, homosexual behaviour. And we'll get more onto that later. Then again, a lot of people don't like any sexual content in Doctor Who. Me, I'm like, you know, when it's the Doctor doing it, fuck no. That's just feels wrong. But when it's like other characters, it can, you know, kind of pass by. So as she's teaching, she looks in the sky and it's revealed that the planes have stopped moving. She's then called in by Unit, which... Every time we're at Coal Hill School and we don't see Ian Chesterton, it makes me very upset, very angry. We've seen God knows how many useless teachers running in and out of the fucking place. We got that one guy in Dave the Doctor. We got a few of them in bloody The Caretaker, and now this guy. Cannot one of them just be Ian? Or do something with Ian just once, please. You already fucked up with the 50th anniversary. You didn't have those doctors come back for their, I don't want to say it, but potentially their last chance to play the roles. I don't want to say it, but, you know, it's a very big possibility. And, you know, by the time you decide to bring William Russell back, he might not be here anymore. So please just get it done while he's still here. Yeah. But moving along, back to the episode. She's called into Unit, and there's a new character there. I'm not sure as to her name, it's never really said. But, yeah, there's a new character who's obviously, well, not, I guess she's like a second in command kind of deal to, or maybe taking over from Osgood. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, I didn't know Kate Stewart would be in this episode. Thankfully, no references to her father, which, if you guys will know, is one of my pet peeves with her. She just can't be her own character. They're always bringing the fact up that she's the Brigadier's daughter, and that's like the most important thing about her. I just kind of wish they'd let her go and, you know, mention it from time to time because it would feel odd not to, but for it to always be the thing is just kind of stop, please. Just let her be her own thing. I mean, we all know who her father is, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's nice to see her again. I don't have any problems with the character other than that. But, you know, they're trying to figure out what's going on here. They can't, but then, they get a message from the Doctor channel. And it's Missy, in one of the best returns ever. I mean, I knew she was going to be in here, and a lot of people did. She's in the trailer, but anyone who obviously was remaining spoiler-free wouldn't have known. Or trying to relatively do it. I was trying to relatively actively avoid spoilers when I could, so it didn't always happen, but whatever. Thankfully, with this one, I remained relatively spoiler-free. But I watched it happen, and I couldn't quite tell from You So Fine. I was just kind of, okay. But then you blow my mind, and I was like, fucking hell. That was cool to see Missy come back in that way, and just as the words were going across the screen, I'm like, fucking that's awesome. So we get that, and then Missy comes up on the screen, then pops out of the screen. I was like, okay, that's kind of quirky, but that's Missy's thing. And then she gives quite possibly one of the best explanations as to why she's back. She just says something along the lines of, okay, back, okay, to the point, I'm back now, big surprise, yay. And that is so much like it was back in, like, the 80s. Anthony Ainley would die at the end of a story, but then he'd just pop back up in the next one, with little to no explanation given. And I think that's cool. I mean, I think everyone picked up on the fact that when she got shot, it wasn't the traditional way of getting killed by Cyberman. She just kind of vanishes. Not really disintegrates, but it's almost like, and I can't remember, it was one of the people in the Omega Files, I'm almost sure, stated that possibly the vortex manipulators or whatever, or the device that Missy wore had like a HAD system, a hostile action displacement system. I shouldn't say HAD system. I think it's system at the end of it. HADs, yeah. Yeah, okay. So, maybe that's the case. I could see that happening. And the vortex manipulators will have the same thing, probably. I mean, that's what... we'll get into that at the end. But, yeah, that was so cool to see. She says, you know, I need 8 snipers, 3 for my heart, 2 for my brainstem, 3 for my heart, sorry, 2 for my brainstem. And she says, you know, you have to shut me off quick because it's before I can regenerate, because, you know, it's the only way you feel safe talking to me. Then we get the scene in the square where, Missy, Clara confronts Missy, and the first line of dialogue is, how's your boyfriend? Tremendously dead, I expect. Still tremendously dead, I expect. And that was just like, whoa. And then she says, I know how easily you humans burn. I don't know if that's a reference to the fact Danny burned, but bloody rain. Literally out of nowhere. Literally, it just started bloody raining. Like, literally, out of nowhere, just bloody rain. It probably won't come up. I don't know. But, yeah, not good. I'm talking about the Cybermen, and then it starts bloody raining. Keep an eye on the graves, people. I mean, obviously, by the time this gets uploaded, you will know if there's a cyber invasion. I mean, hopefully you will. Cyberman just bursts in your bedrooms like, fuck off, I'm watching Lumpy Ice Cream. Shoot. Anyway. I don't know. But yeah, that scene, and then when, Missy pulls out the confession dial and says it was delivered to his best friend, then Clara goes to touch it, and she's like, what the bloody heck are you doing? It was delivered to me, I'm his friend. She's like, then what am I? And it's like, you see that couple over there, you're the puppy. That was just brilliant. I was like, yes, put Clara in her place. I'll probably do a rant on Clara at some point, I don't know. We'll see. Once her series is done. Yeah. Spoilers alert, by the way, if you didn't know about Clara's departure, whether it's happening or not. If you don't know, mute now, and I'll tell you if it's happening or not. And then I'll give you a thumbs up when you can come back, okay? Thumbs up when you can come back. Mute now, I'll give you a second to do that. You good? Going? Okay, good. Clara's departing at the end of the episode, end of the season, or halfway through, we don't know. Thankfully, she needs to die for the departure to mean anything, because she's left so many times. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say on it. But thumbs up, you can come back now. Okay, good. There we go. So, yeah, there's that. Then we get a line of dialogue from Clara. So the doctor's your busy mate, and you've turned good. And then we get something that I just was like, fucking no. This is the master. This is, without a doubt, that character. More so than John Sim was. Because John Sim just didn't kill people for the thrill of it, you know? He didn't. He really only killed people to gain stuff, but I think it makes a truly good villain to just kill people for just the fun of it, and that's what Missy does, and that's why I love her so much. So she shoots this guy, and all of them are like aiming at guns. Kate Stewart saying, "Don't shoot her, don't shoot her." And she says, judging by the ring on his finger, he was married, and I think I saw some baby leakage on his jacket, so he had a family, and that just took that kill and just kind of made it that little bit more like, did Missy purposefully target that guy? I mean, you know, say what you want, the guy was black, you know, that's the first one Missy targets, but whatever, I'm not going to say anything about token characters, I'm not going to say anything. Then again, that guy on Skara was black too, and oh, for God's sake, Moffat! No. You know, whatever. So, we got that. Yeah, we got that happening, and then she kills someone else, and she's like, no, I've not turned good! Well, she says that before killing another guy, but whatever. I just like that. I mean, I like the way Missy just, you know, goes from calm to just that, and then awesome. Yeah. So then Clara's all like, your best friend's dying, you know, show that you mean it. And I think one thing that I loved was when Clara says, are you in love? And she's like, don't be disgusting, we're Time Lords, not animals. And then, you know, try and rise above your whatever, and comprehend friendship. I thought that was just so good. That puts anyone in their place who thinks the Doctor and Missy have a little rivalry thing. And not rivalry, little love thing, the Doctor and the Master. No. But we do get a line of dialogue that, you know, I've been his friend since the Cloister Wars, from the night he stole the moon and the President's wife, and since he was a little girl, one of those was a lie, can you tell which one? People are actually putting serious thought into that. And can I just say, it can't be the little girl one. Because we've seen him as a little boy. He's used his regenerations. Put two and two together, guys. Come on. Anyway, yeah, what else happens in that particular scene? Well, they try and think logically about it. You know, okay, so if the Doctor's going to die, because the confession dial's there, you know, where would he be? Where would he go? And they get Unit to kind of put where the TARDIS has been, which, you know, I'd think it'd be a little bit more than that. And she says, you know, I mean, that woman at Unit is saying, like, you know, blah, 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 multiples for New York, and 3 possible versions of Atlantis. For those guys who obviously do not understand that reference, in John Pertwee's era, there were 3 different explanations as to the destruction of Atlantis. So that was a nice little thing that, you know, they went back and said, you know what, let's just do this as a little nod. It's a funny enough line that, you know, people kind of laugh at it, like, 3 possible, what? But for those to understand it, it will be something special, hopefully. So, and it was. I mean, it was like, that's cool. But, what Why did I say but? I don't know. And once they figured out where he is, 1138 AD. Was it AD? Might have been. I don't know. BC, probably. I don't know. AD. No, AD. I confused them. I mixed them up. Mixed them up. Yeah. Now I feel stupid. But yeah, you get that. And I don't know if that was an open direction to 1138, which is the number that crops up in Star Wars movies, which was the movie George Lucas directed. I think it was his first one. THX 1138. Everyone knows what THX is. It's the company. Sound company? I presume they're a sound company. I don't know! But yeah, we get that. So I'm guessing that was thrown in as a reference. I don't know. But we go to 1138 Essex. And we see people clapping for the Doctor or something, whatever. We don't know at that point. But then, once they figured out where they are, once Clara and Una and Missy have figured out where they are, Missy slaps a vortex manipulator on Clara and they disappear, and they come out they land in that time. And then, like, the first thing Missy says when she gets there is, I believe, I could be misinterpreting one, she's like, "Whoa! Let's do it again, mummy," or something like that. That's what I heard. So, yeah. That was that, and then she's like, "Vortex manipulator, cheap and nasty time travel." Great. And then they're like looking around, so how are we gonna find the Doctor? We're looking for an anachronism. I believe that's the word. The slightest, tiniest, and then the sound of a guitar is heard. And Missy's like, "Anachronisms." And then we get one of the most awesome Doctor Who moments of all time. Yeah, say what you want. Yeah, it's silly, but whatever. You know? I don't care. It was phenomenal. We get the Doctor riding in on a tank, playing a guitar, and it's so much better because Peter Capaldi is playing that thing. Actually playing it. That is awesome. So he comes in and forgive me for forgetting the name, but a lot of people are saying it's a Queen song. It might be a mishmash of the two because I personally haven't listened to the song that it is. Probably should have. But it's actually the Doctor Who theme. It might be like that he starts off playing that and then goes to the Doctor Who theme. I don't know. But it's the Doctor Who theme. I mean, I picked up on it, but Moffat came out and confirmed it. I'm pretty sure, at least I've read that he had. And yeah, it's the Doctor Who theme. I mean, that is so awesome. He comes out playing the Doctor. That's just brilliant. I love that. And then he's like, just talking. And then Boz, who's like his apprentice, I guess, he's the magician's apprentice, and it's just a misleading title. Boz, or Boss. I'm going to say Boss, because that's how they pronounce it, but it's spelt B-O-R-S. Says, "Dude, you said this was an axe fight." And he's like, "It is." And then it's just funny because no one gets the joke, and he's like, "Do you like my tank? Don't worry, it isn't loaded." And then he's all like, "I don't like it." It's like, "Yeah, I bought it for my fish. I might have ordered online." And it's just like, he's like, "Oh, this will be funny in a couple hundred years. Please do stick around." And then, like, Clara's all like up at the top, and she like says to Missy, "Why are you doing this?" And then the Doctor just looks up and notices them. And she's like, "Wait, he doesn't know we're here. Can he see us?" Which I don't know why, they wouldn't. Why he wouldn't see them or hear them. And then one of the parts that made me lose my shit, as he looks at them, he starts playing Pretty Woman by Roy Orbison. Oh my god, I freaking loved that. Like, I loved when he played the Doctor Who theme, and I loved it later when he played Hey Mickey or Hey Missy. But here, I lost my shit. I was like, oh my god, that is possibly one of the greatest things I've ever seen. Or funniest moments. Brilliant. I mean, I fucking loved it. And he's like, I want to introduce you to a few friends of mine. And he's introduced the word dude several centuries early, which I thought was hilarious. Because the Doctor loves it when he invents shit. He invented the banana daiquiri, he invented the quadricycle, and now he's introduced the word dude several centuries early. That's just... I think that's awesome. I mean, Capaldi in this episode, I think, is actually a lot better than he was in Series 8. And I didn't even mind him in Series 8, but now in this season, I'm like, yeah, he's the Doctor. I mean, for me, he was the Doctor, but looking back at it, he was very dark and gloomy, which I know he was going to be. But here, he feels a lot more relatable, and, you know, I think there's something about the Doctor now in this season that feels a little bit better now. Something feels a little bit more right. Not that I hated him in Series 8, but yeah, he's the Doctor now. Most definitely. So we get that, and then he plays, you know, for Missy, and, you know, Missy's like, yeah, Eccleston movement. And she's like, what are you doing, man? And, you know, she's like, you're gonna die tomorrow, and he's like, well, that's the good part, it's still today. And she's like, oh yeah, true. And then we get a few lines of dialogue. The Doctor hugs Clara. That's cool. And then Boss is like choking. And then the Doctor's like, is it the marbles again? What have I told you about swallowing marbles? And pulls a snake from his neck. And Colony Sarf is there. Clara and Missy led him to them. Them technically. I guess it's them. To the Doctor. So I'm just going to keep referring to Colony Sarf as he, rather than the proper way to address him, but whatever. So, and then we get, this made me it was like, whoa, that's kind of disgusting. We get the segments of his face rotating and him like turning into snakes, and then one large snake, which I guess is the main embodiment that is Colony Sarf, or maybe the snake itself is called Sarf, but when it's all of the snakes, it's Colony Sarf. I don't know. Intriguing character. So we get the Doctor basically saying, no one dies here, no one gets hurt, and I'll come and all of that. I'll come with you. And the Doctor, Colony Sarf's like, yeah, I'm taking you to see Davros, blah, blah, blah. And then Missy and Clara offer, and the Doctor's like, no. But Colony Sarf takes a vote, which I think looks a little weird, is going, I'm voting. When I have to go vote, like in real life, I'm going to do that while I vote. I'm just going, no, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, we get that, and then, shit, what was I going to say? Then, once they're teleported to the Colony Sarf ship, Boss comes out from hiding, goes to investigate something, goes looking for the TARDIS, finds the TARDIS, and as he turns around, he's got one of the Dalek eye stalks from his head, and I was like, holy shit. Some people do say, I mean, someone brought up in the Omega Files, if he's been a Dalek duplicate, why didn't the Daleks find him earlier? Two explanations, I guess you can say. Another person in the Omega Files, might have been Graham. Might have been, not definitely saying for sure. stated that when the snake bit him, that could have transferred like a virus. Second, the Daleks weren't really looking for the Doctor, were they? Davros was the one after him. The Doctor makes a big deal about being on Skaro, but if the Daleks had said, we're taking you, what would have been the point? The Doctor probably never would have came. But if he just thinks it's Davros on a hospital somewhere, he would have went. So, yeah, maybe it's one or the other. I don't know. It didn't make much. They wanted the TARDIS in the end. They didn't want the Doctor. So, they go to the ship. Or not the ship, but the hospital. Doesn't make much sense why it's spinning in space. I don't know. But they're taken there and locked up. And Missy's just like, she's humming something. Is it a song from Willy Wonka? I think it might be. I'm not sure what she's like whistling or humming. It kind of sounded like a song from Willy Wonka. I'm not sure which one, but let me know, guys. So, yeah, she's just doing her own thing, and then Colin Staff comes in, takes the Doctor away, and as the Doctor leaves, he says, "Gravity," to Missy, and Missy's like, "I know." So, and then we get a line of dialogue between Clara and the Doctor, or a few lines. Fuck off, Clara. The Doctor does not need to make anything up to you. No, I'm not even going to go into it because it makes me angry. It's another case of Clara confronting the Doctor when she should just mind her own fucking business. Anyway, so, and then we get a scene between Julian Bleach and Peter Capaldi. And I'm not going to go into it in depth at all because it's just fantastic and you guys just need to watch it for yourselves. Why would you be watching this unless you watch the video? The actual episode. I don't know, but just go watch it again. Go watch the episode again. Just do it. I'll wait. I'm not going to do that whole thing again. I've done it God knows how many times. But yeah, we get a phenomenal scenes between the Doctor and Davros, and again, I'm not going to go into what's being said, but brilliant. And him doing this, I know what it is. It's like, he's really weak, really frail, could barely keep his head up, but he looks bored, like just, "Hey, Doctor, sup?" No. When he went like this and then went like that, I was kind of like, damn, is his neck, like, broken somehow? I don't know. But, surely, he'd, like, have his head back like that, or his brace would be, like, attached so that his head could, like, be kept up. But whatever. Let's make a new figure with, like, Davros's head just at a tilt there. Anyway, but, yeah, the makeup on Davros, and we'll get into this with characters, looks fantastic. But, yeah, not much on that, just we'll go back to it. So, yeah, we get great scenes between there. Then Missy's, testing the gravity. That's awesome. And she's like, what's wrong with the gravity in here? Nothing. It's perfect. And then she's just jumping around. She's like, it can't be artificial. It doesn't have that coppery smell to it around the edges. And all of that. And then we get a line of dialogue which, I didn't really pick up on it, but apparently it's a very, very sexual reference. When Missy's about to open the airlock, she says, "Let's make jam," which is apparently a reference to a particular sexual act Yeah, which we won't discuss here. Anyway, that didn't really bother me too much. It just... that is really odd to put in there. Anyway, I mean, obviously, it's a reference that many people might not know. I mean, I don't even know if the description given to me by a few people truly matches what that actually means and the intent of the line, but you never know. And yeah, it's revealed that they're on a planet of some kind. I don't really get why Missy looks concerned in the explanation she gives. It's like, unless of course you're part of the atmosphere. She just kind of looks and she's got like dirt or something on her hand. I don't understand that. So someone can explain that to me. I don't know. Yeah, just no. I don't know. So, and one thing I didn't actually pick up on the first and second time watching it is the doors that slide like that are the doors. That's the way it is in the Daleks. You know, the way the doors open like that. That's the exact way it is. And that's just awesome. And then, sorry. Oh. So they go out on a planet, and the planet reveals itself, and it's Skaro. Surprise, surprise. And the city looks spectacular. I mean, it looks pretty much exactly like it did in the Daleks. So she's like, it's Skaro, and the doctor, it cuts to the doctor and Davros, and the doctor's freaking out. Then we get a 60s Dalek, somehow managed to make its way over the rocks. Maybe it flew, I don't know. But it just looks like it's sliding. So, I don't know. It got trapped. Anyway, and it's a classic Dalek. It's like, or what character options refer to it as the Dead Planet Dalek. Because calling it Dalek from the Daleks is weird. So I'll call it the Dead Planet model. Why not? It's easier. Or not quite, because it has a blue midsection. Or not that. I don't think that one looks more greyish, but it looks kind of bluish grey. But there are a few that have blue. I don't know if that was actually a thing in the Daleks, but all of the pictures I've seen, or not colour pictures, but like from Adventure in Space and Time, it's grey, and all of the toys from it are blue, grey. So I mean, it's a cool look. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, they also had the blue lights, which is cool because they just had like white discs before. So that's cool that they put that. Interestingly, they didn't put that on like the Genesis Dalek. That would have been cool to see. Or whatever model. It's probably not the Genesis, like the exact Genesis model, because, you know, it's probably actually closer to Day of the Daleks, maybe? I don't know. I always see there's a blue kind of tinge to those Daleks from Genesis onwards, except for Destiny. So, yeah. But yeah, they're captured by the Daleks, and we get all of the different Daleks in the room. I guess we can cover that when we get to characters. So, you know, they're standing there, and it's like, you'll never get into that TARDIS. And they're like, we're not going to get into it, we're going to destroy it. And then Clara's like, you can't destroy it, it's impossible. And then Missy's like, never believe what a man tells you about his vehicle. So Missy tries to coerce the Daleks into, you know, don't destroy it. You can pilot it through the universe, you know, kill anyone you want when you want, or you can just kill me now. And then all of the Daleks turn to what I can only presume to be Supreme Dalek. I mean, it's the design of the Supreme Dalek, but it's not really stated if it's the Supreme Dalek in the episode. Which I hate that design for the Supreme. It's black and silver is always the way to go, or black and white. Even though they have been, I mean, they've never really been the same colour every time they've cropped up. The first time, well, it was black for, like, the first episodes. I believe the first time it appears is probably Dalek Invasion of Earth. I don't think that's ever stated that's flat out the Supreme Dalek I think it's called Supreme Dalek Controller is what it's called. And that's black with the blue hemispheres, and I think we get it in the chase. Maybe. We definitely get it, I think. Well, definitely get it. I think we get it in Dalek's Master Plan as well, and I think that's the last time we see it up until Day of the Daleks. I believe the Gold Dalek is the Supreme Dalek, I'm not sure. But yeah. Then we get the black and gold one with like the torch for the eye and Planet of the Daleks. Then we get Resurrection of the Daleks where it's black and white. Then in Remembrance it's black and silver. I prefer the black and silver. Bloody heck, the rain. Go away. So one or two things are happening. The Cybermen are getting revived, or I'm being taken to the moon. One of them. Anyway, I don't want either. Anyway. So yeah, I don't like that design. Long story short, but I told you both versions anyway. So yeah, and he says maximum extermination and Missy's exterminated. Or maybe that if the, Vortex Manipulator has HADs, she could just be teleported. I mean, it kind of does look more, not necessarily a disintegration beam, but a kind of vanishing. I mean, it is maximum extermination, so maybe it might be a little bit more than just, you know, disintegrate, body falls to the ground, it probably evaporates. And then they all turn towards Clara, and the Doctor begs Davros to spare her, and he's like, I created the Dalek, I gave the Daleks life, I have no control over them. And, you know, they're all waiting, and Davros is saying, you know, they want her to run. And they're just all looking at them. But then there is one point in the shot, or in the scene, when the Daleks start turning towards Clara again. I mean, they've all been looking at her for probably 10 seconds, but then all of a sudden they're turning at her again. It's weird. I mean, things like that bother me in between shots. Like, for example, when the Doctor's doing his bad jokes, Boss is like this, but then the next shot he's like completely still. And it's not like, yeah, it just bothers me. And then Davros is like this in one shot, but then like this in the other. Or it's the other way around. But yeah, it just kind of like, ah! You know, and that's probably down to editing, but whatever. And then Clara runs, and she gets exterminated. So, and then the TARDIS gets destroyed, and it was at this point I'm like, I kind of feel like it's going to do the one thing I hate and reverse time and change what happens. And I hate that in anything. I don't care what it is. I hate it. Can't say. I was going to give an example, but it's a spoiler for something else, so I'm not going to. It's just, I can kind of see it already playing out like that, and I just hope that it doesn't. But yeah, anyway, so we get that, and the Doctor is just like distraught, and then Davros is all like, just tell me just once compassion is wrong. And that is just, you know. And then the Doctor's like, why have I ever let you live? That's what he says first, and then then Davros says compassion and goes into that speech. And then we end the episode back with Kid Davros and the Doctor about to exterminate him or something. I mean, a few people said it could be a red herring. He's not actually planning to kill Davros, but something else. Like the hands, maybe. The hand mines, I don't know. But how he gets there, it's going to be interesting to find out. I say that a lot. Anyway. The one scene that made me just smile ear to ear was the scene when Davros is, and I know I didn't want to go into detail, but it feels crucial to mention. Davros telling the Doctor, saying, sorry, I'm just trying to listen out if it was thunder or rain that just hit. Anyway, but he's showing the Doctor all of these clips, which I always kind of get bothered when they show clip shows in Doctor Who. It's like, how did they get that? But anyway, and all of these clips from all their past meetings. But the last one they show is Genesis of the Daleks, when the Doctor's about to kill the Daleks, and he says, if someone pointed out a child to you who would grow up to be a ruthless dictator and destroy millions of lives, could you then kill that child? And that made me... I had shivers up my spine. That gave me the chills, and I was like, whoa. Phenomenal. So that's that. The Next Time trailer doesn't really give much away, and I'm kind of glad that I kind of nearly didn't want to watch it, because Next Time trailers can be a slippery slope. They can either ruin something, or, you know, it's the equivalent, I mean, it is a trailer, but it's the equivalent of trailers for superhero movies. They just show way too much. But this... the story is a 10 out of 10. Without a shadow of a doubt. I honestly believe that this episode is the best of New Who. Currently, this episode beat out Darkwater and Death in Heaven on my list. That was the highest rated 12th Doctor episode. Currently, as it stands now, my highest rated episode or story is Waters of Mars. That's my favourite new series episode. This beats it. This one part to a 2-part story beats it. Sadly, I am going to have to rank the story as a collective. So this next part, I don't care if this next part isn't as good as this part, because that's just expecting too much. But if it's just as good, I will be absolutely fine with that, or even just a tiniest bit under. I don't care, because this episode is up there. It knocks off. I can't remember what's currently at my number 10 spot, but whatever it is now is at number 11, because this has been inserted into my top 10 pending next week. So next week, guys, well, less than a week, we'll see if this story truly holds up as one. But this episode, I mean, even though it's not my personal favourite, is possibly the best Doctor Who episode ever. It has so much awesomeness packed into a 46-minute time limit. Which, I'm all for having an opinion, but how can people hate this? This is Doctor Who at its finest. I mean, if you watched our reaction to it, we applauded at the... well, I applauded, everyone else joined in. That's from the heart. I felt I had to applaud that episode. And yes, I know it's a Moffat episode, and that kind of makes me throw up. But I truly believe this is one of the best Doctor Who, if not the best, Doctor Who has to offer. I truly feel that. Even though, personally, my favourite is still Tomb of the Cybermen. And then, I don't think it even knocks off my second favourite, The War Games. Or my third favourite, Pyramids of Mars. At this stage, I have to wait until the next part, because I rate 2-parters as one story. So, please, do not fuck it up with this final part. Please don't. I'm begging you. Make it better. Make it so much, or not so much. If it is better, I'll be amazed, because this blew my mind. And that's not a thing from just seeing Davros again for the first time, because I've watched this over twice since then. And I've been in amazement. So yeah, story and plot gets a 10 out of 10. Of course, pending next week. What I'll do, guys, is with the next review, I'll review that episode. Or I probably won't review the episode, because I'll be making a lot of comparisons to this one as well. And then this, the episode I'll give an overall, and then the story as a whole I'll give an overall score of 40. I'll try and combine the scores and try and see, or if that episode gets all 10s, and if this episode gets all 10s, we'll see. So moving on to the characters. The Doctor. Yeah, the Doctor doesn't get a lot to do here, but really, not many people do. I mean, this is a setup story, but it's a case of the setup story that ends up being better than what it's being set up for, which is a case I found with Darkwater. I love Death in Heaven, don't get me wrong. That's a 10 out of 10 episode as well. Or it might be, I don't know. We'll see when I probably get round to reviewing all these past episodes of Doctor Who. It's something I want to do, but at the same time, it could be incredibly time-consuming. But I'll see you guys in like 20 years when I manage to get round to it. I don't know, you will see. Probably a review from the very beginning, the first episode of Doctor Who, and I don't mean Rose, an unearthly child. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm planning content I can't even assure that I'll make. But I lost track. Anyway, now that I lost track, it's a good time to move on to the character. Oh, we were on the characters. So yeah, 12th Doctor, fantastic. As always, awesome character. I'll talk about the characters and cast as we go through the characters. I'll also talk about the cast, but I'll rate them separate. Peter Capaldi does a fantastic job, as always. It's like I said, the Doctor feels like the Doctor in this episode, and I didn't even hate Peter Capaldi in Series 8, even though a lot of people did. I can kind of see why. He's not a very embracive Doctor, but this season, hopefully, I mean, the only reason I liked that Doctor is because I knew that they wanted to take him into a different place in a few seasons. They want to, you know, make him less, you know, angry and not caring about things, and I got that feel in this episode. So Peter Capaldi brilliantly playing the Doctor there. Yeah, what else can I say? Clara, I don't like Clara. Most of you know that already. Jenna Coleman doesn't do a bad job, don't get me wrong. She does a fantastic job at playing this character. It's just I don't like the character, because I don't think she feels like a character. The way she bitches and moans that the Doctor gets on my nerves, and she does that in this episode. You know, she tries and makes him seem like a villain 99.9% of the time, which she never did to Matt Smith. And she just feels so inconsistent between seasons. And don't even think of blaming that on, oh, she jumped through the Doctor's time stream, because I know Tim did. And I was kind of thinking bullshit on that, because, you know, it's a really shitty excuse. Because she wasn't like it in Day of the Doctor and Time of the Doctor. She just all of a sudden is a control freak. Stupid. So yeah, that line of dialogue when she says to the Doctor, "Make it up to me," really pissed me off. But, you know, whatever. I don't want to talk about Clara. She's not going to bring this fucking episode down for me, because she brings most episodes down for me. So, yeah. That's like how I love Name of the Doctor, even though it's not a two-part finale, and I think all finales should be two-parters, because it's a problem with the season, not that specific episode. So yeah, Clara isn't a problem for this episode, it's a problem for every episode, pretty much. I mean, I think the one time I actually thought Clara was clever was in Deep Breath, when she applied the logic of never start with your final sanction. That was cool. But, yeah, whatever. Let's move on to Missy. Fantastic. Michelle Gomez was born to play this role. You can tell she's having fun with it. I hope she keeps this role for a very long time. Almost as long, or if not longer, than Anthony Ainley had the master for. He was the master throughout the entire 80s, with the exception of Jeffrey Beavers, of course, who played it for Keeper of Traken, but then Anthony Ainley had it from 81? 81, or I think, yes, 81 to 89, so 8 years as the master. That's fantastic. I want Missy to be this recurring factor in like every season. That would be so cool to see, because it's always fun to see her. Michelle Gomez is having so much fun in the role, and that's just awesome. Awesome to see. So yeah, fantastic. Davros. Julian Bleach gives in a fantastic performance here, and the makeup on Davros looks phenomenal. I thought it looked good in Journey's End, Stolen Earth and Journey's End, but here I mean, that one looked like Davros, but this looks so much like the old Davros, the older Davros. It's like they've taken all three Davros designs and thrown them into one, and it looks so good. This is probably my favourite look for Davros. My favourite looking Davros. Brilliant. Brilliant. And of course, he sounds so much like, I was going to say Terry Malloy then. Michael Wisher. And that is a good thing, because Michael Wisher is phenomenal in Genesis of the Daleks. And brilliant. Brilliant. I can't wait to see what they do with him in the next episode. He's got the robot hand. I love that robot hand. And yeah, cannot wait. Julian Bleach is fantastic as Davros. Really great to see Davros back, because it's like I said, I think he's better than the Daleks. I just love Davros. Can't get enough of him. Who else to talk about? Colony Sarf. Forgive me, I cannot remember the name of the actor. Phenomenal, really great. Apart from like the things where he's all like going like that, I think it looks a little weird. But great. I mean, he is on one of those like Segway board things. So that was cool to see. The prosthetics look great. The CG, when his face twists, it's kind of like your typical Doctor Who CG. You've come to expect it's never really going to be the best CG imaginable. But it wasn't the worst I've ever seen in Doctor Who. It was among some of the best ones they've ever done. So, yes. He was great. I really liked that character. I hope we learn a little bit more about him in the next part. Kate Stewart, doing her Kate Stewart thing with her new person. I don't know her name or the actress. But Gemma Redgrave does a good job. Her typical job that she does. Nothing real special about Kate Stewart. I don't think she'll ever become as iconic as the Brigadier, because that's pretty much impossible. And I guess the final person to talk about, or at least, main part, who was it? I think there was someone I wanted to talk. Boss. Again, I cannot remember the actor's name. I apologize. But, really good for his small part in it. And all of the other actors we get, Claire Higgins, I believe is her name, who plays Ohini, whatever her name is. Yeah, good. Kelly Hunter, who plays the architect, really good. Even though I hate that character, I just can't stand her. I don't know why. I just mainly probably the hair. It just looks stupid to me. And I also don't understand why the entire Shadow Proclamation are albinos when it's called the Shadow Proclamation. Surely you might want to have a little pigment. Was that skin cyst, like racist for the skin. Is albino a race? No. Yeah, I didn't mean to offend there, but yeah, you know, whatever. It's not a big deal. I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm gonna get torn for that by the albino community. Albino, albino, however you pronounce it. Have that on a t-shirt. Yeah. So the cast and characters gets a 10. The only, I guess, thing against it is Clara, but I'm not going to mark the episode down for Clara, because she doesn't serve a big part of it. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for both of those. The visual look of the episode, I already commented, Colony Sarf. Phenomenal looking character there. The Doctor's outfit. I don't like it when the Doctor wears kind of everyday clothes. Christopher Eccleston's outfit, you know, whatever, I matched his Doctor, I guess. And, I mean, when they just... The shirt that Capaldi wears in this episode is just like... Ugh. It's like a white shirt with like a logo on it. You can't really make out what it is. But it looks dreadful. I don't like it when the Doctor wears logos and stuff. It's bad. He's got another shirt under that, which appears to be like a off reddish, pinkish colour. And then he's got his hoodie, and then it might be a blue hoodie actually this time around. I don't know. I didn't pay that much attention. I'm not sure if the red lining on the inside of the jacket has changed to more of a deeper, metallic-y kind of red. It kind of looks it. I mean, it was quite a bright, vibrant red in Series 8, so maybe it's a... I mean, it's a new jacket because it's got the red buttons on there, or it's just new buttons. But yeah, I kind of want to say that it's a new kind of colour on the inside there, which is cool. Of course, we're getting a new jacket this season as well. It's kind of like the Pyramids of Mars 4th Doctor coat. It's like this velvety purple. It's kind of like a mishmash between that and a Pertwee jacket, because it kind of looks like the same material as a Pertwee jacket. Even though that particular jacket was velvet, this looks more velvet than the Pyramids of Mars jacket. Anyway, and he's wearing kind of like Troughton pants, so that's cool. Yeah, moving along, we then have, what do we have? Yeah, it's nowhere near his best outfit, and it looks kind of stupid in the grand scheme of things, but, you know. And I think he's wearing what he wore in Listen, or Last Christmas. Probably I think he had the hoodie with the scenes with young Davros, so yeah. There was that. I already commented the makeup on Davros looks phenomenal. I mean, it looks like, you know, diseased Davros. I kind of see some green kind of stuff in there. I don't know. I could be seeing things. The Daleks. All of the Daleks we get. Alright, so we get, technically, the Dead Planet model with a few little upgrades. The blue there, the blue light. Cool. My hair. Wow. Better. We get the Dalek, the Emperor Guard. The Emperor Guard Dalek. The Imperial Guard Dalek, I don't think that's right at that point, but Emperor Guard Dalek from Evil of the Daleks, the one with just the black head. Although the ones from Parting of the Ways also have black heads, but you can barely tell they're there. You get the Genesis model, or whatever model that is. It's probably the Day of the Daleks model, but it's more recognisable as Genesis model. That's what people like to refer to it. And who am I to complain anything about Genesis? Except for the clams. God, those clams. God, this review's been going on a long time. I can really ramble by myself, can't I? Anyway, boom, 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 boom. What else do we have? We have the Special Weapons Dalek, which is really cool to see. I love that thing. And then we get the new series models. We get a Dalek Sect model and the Dalek Supreme model. So they're cool to see. Skaro looks bloody beautiful. It looks exactly like it does in the Daleks. And the tone of this episode is so great. It's so much fun, but it's not too much. It has some awesome, compelling moments. And for that, I'm giving this a 10. Ladies and gentlemen, this means the overall score is a 40 out of 40, pending the next episode, the next part of this. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited for Series 9. The rest of it. The trailers didn't do it for me. The only thing I was excited for was, yes, Doctor Who's back, and that's really it, which is the generic excitement for things. That's all that was there for me. The trailers didn't get me excited. Hopefully that means they have a lot of stuff that is going to surprise people. And I hope so. Because I want this season to be the best season of Doctor Who yet. Which, if you saw our series recaps, I think Tim and I were in agreement, maybe. Series 4 is the best overall season currently. And I think that is true. That can play into the fact that that's a longer season and therefore has a little bit more episodes to work with. But yeah, brilliant. So ladies and gentlemen, it's like I said before, this is one of the, if not the best Doctor Who story of all time. And while not my personal favourite, and that just comes down to nostalgia reasons, for at least that, and then for Tomb of the Cybermen, and then enjoyment reasons for War Games and Pyramids of Mars, because I've only watched them recently in the past, 2 years, so can't be a nostalgia factor for that one. But yeah, guys, phenomenal episode. I truly cannot understand why someone thinks this is a bad episode, while anyone would think it's a bad episode. If you guys do, please let me know. If you share my thoughts on these, please let me know. Let's start a debate. I doubt people are going to want to watch this because of how long it is. So, if you are watching this stuff, thank you very much. I don't know if maybe I should... it's just my nature that I can't half-ass something. I have to give my opinions of something outright. I have to cover every little detail of everything. Because I just do. That's who I am. Am I going to try and change who I am? I don't know. I want to get these views and all that. I want I want to start some discussions. I want people to hear my opinion and I want to hear theirs. But if that means that people don't want to hear my opinions because my content's too long, what's the point in making it this long and getting all of my opinions out there so people can hear them if the format that it's been done in is, too long for people to muster. So maybe I might scale back my content and try talking about things and trying to write down some notes of what I feel are the most important aspects to talk about in a story. I don't know. This one review of mine here, now, reviewing this episode, I think probably might be longer than the entire review of the Fantastic movie that Tim and I did. Maybe, I don't know. I know it's certainly longer than some of the recaps. I'm an opinionated fellow. I like to get my opinions out there and make my voice heard and, interact and, I keep saying, I like is a good game. Anyway, guys, if you are watching this far, thank you very much. Hopefully I can try and, discuss episodes in a brief format that doesn't take over an hour and doesn't take too much of your time. But no promises, guys, because like I said, I have to get everything off my chest. I have to let every single one of my opinions be known. and I might forget stuff here and there, but, you know, at least I got a majority of it out. So guys, I am probably going to be rewatching this episode a lot, and I mean a lot. For those of you who don't know, I think the highest amount of times I've watched a same Doctor Who episode is Name of the Doctor. 46 times. I've watched that 46 times since 2013 when it aired. Could this break it? Quite possibly. I want to keep rewatching this bloody thing over and over and over again. Phenomenal. I'm going to bring this to a close, guys, because let's face it, it's been going on for a while. So guys, I might as well just announce this now. Reactions to every single Doctor Who episode this series, and the next series, and the series after that, will be coming every single Sunday. But they'll be split between this channel and the Thick Plus Fin Productions channel. Which is familiar will be Thick Plus Fin Productions channel, mainly because the Magician's Apprentice one was. I kind of want to get Phoenix Fire in again, because, you know, he was in the original, so he was in the reaction for Magician's Apprentice. Definitely Heaven Sent and Hellbent will be a reaction on the Thick Plus Fin Productions channel, unless something comes up where Tim cannot possibly make it to my house. But if that, in the event that that happens, I will try and get one of my friends on just so we can have a full reaction. My brother will join us for each thing. I'll make sure of that. I'll drag him. Oh, my hair. It's always constantly just different. Yep, this is how my hair is. Sorry, guys. No, not happening. But yeah. Ooh, I want to say Under the Lake, which I think is actually the second part of that story. Before the Flood and Under the Lake. Kind of want to say that might possibly be just a solo reaction. I don't think Tim will be doing live reactions. I'll have to talk to him about that. I know Tim doesn't want to, or at least I don't think he wants to, do reactions to all of them. I do, on the other hand. I think reactions are just so awesome to have. Because it allows people to see your first opinions of something. Whereas a review, you know, you might have had time to think about it, but it probably can't just capture that awesomeness of something revealed for the first time and you losing your shit. You know? I've watched multiple things and then gotten very upset that I didn't film my reaction to the very end of it. Or not very end of it, or just all of it in general. So yeah, guys. Maybe the Zygon episodes will be reactions for Thick Plus Fin Productions. I don't know, guys. But go check out that channel. I'm still blown away and flabbergasted that has gotten so many views. I can't get over that. Yeah, phenomenal. But guys, I'm going to bring this to a close. Actually, very quickly, I want to actually, you know, so 1,163 was the number when we started, okay? That was the number when we started this video. How many views is it now? Let's see. I just want to do this. This is what I want to do. I always suck at bringing together episodes. 1,198. So it's gone up 30-something views. 20-something, 30-something, 30-something. Yeah, definitely. I can't be stuffed doing the math right now. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna get out of here, probably have some lunch now before I have to leave in about an hour. Night of Champions will probably be coming... Oh, no, I can't upload this until I get home, because I can't leave it running, because it will probably fuck up and shut my laptop down. Yeah, even though I turn off that automatic shutdown thing, it still does it anyway. It's really weird. So I can't leave it going. So the Night of Champions videos will more than likely be going up sometime later than my actual viewing of it. It might not be as live as... I mean, those videos are only a minute, so they don't take long to upload, but you know, you never know. Anyway, time to bring this sucker to a close. I thank each and every one of you for watching this far. Please like if you like this. Please share your opinions on Magician's Apprentice down below. Follow all of the social media links in the description below. And tune in to Fic Plus Fin Productions this coming Wednesday, or Tuesday, I guess, if you're... Is it Tuesday? I forget time zones. Wednesday here. Tune in to Fic Plus Fin Productions Wednesday for a podcast where we delve back further than we've gone before, and we take a look at our childhood. We expose what meant so much to us with our childhood movies, and we are going to be joined by our great friend James Kelly, the Tasmanian Gamer. So great that we could get him on. Brilliant. Looking really forward to that. So yeah, guys, I will see each and every one of you, hopefully, then. If not, I will see you in the review for Which is Familiar. Well, no, I'll see you for Night of Champions. And I'll see you next week for The Which is Familiar. So, guys, until then, take care, and I'll see you later. Bye.